Escaping the mostly harsh winters in Alberta seemed a good idea, and we decided on a longer vacation in Florida, the Caribbean, and mainly in Costa Rica, a vacation destination dream for Lutz and me for a long time. So via Miami, we were flying into San Jose, the capital of Costa Rica. The airport is closer to Alajuela, where we stayed at Los Alemanes. Cabinas rented out by a German couple and with an easy bus access into the city. With our rented 4x4, we took off to Cahuita, where we stayed at Cabinas Nirvana with a back window to an exclusive jungle view and undisturbed filming. Cahuita is at the entrance of Cahuita National Park on the southern Caribbean coast, with an abundance of jungle wildlife.
No. Hay que quedarle todo. Sí. No, no. ¿Quiere? goes with you wherever?
Yeah, no, that's what she likes, right?
Okay.
Yeah. She sleeps with a teddy bear, hanging out.
Unlike the two-toed sloths, three-toed sloths are agile swimmers, and they have an extra neck vertebrae that allows them to turn their heads some 270 degrees. We had Valentine's dinner at Miss Edith, which was so good we went back the next day for breakfast.
Your movie star.
Yeah, okay. That's nice. I have to get one of these. Okay, good. Okay.
The torrential rain over the last few days caused flooding to the large part of Puerto Limon area on our way back to Alajuela. From Cahuita, we drove over the Cordillera Mountains back to Alajuela in the Central Valley. An overnight stay back at Los Alemanes gave us a chance to wash some clothes and to get the inside scoop from our hosts Kitty and Kalle, who were experts on what to see and to do in Costa Rica.
Jetzt ist an dem La Paz vorbei, dann kommt erstmal 3 Kilometer gar nichts. Rechten Seite so eine kleine Soda, da steht irgendwas mit Kolibris dran. Da muss man unbedingt nochmal stoppen, das erfüllt man mal.
Not too far from Alajuela is Volcano Poas. It is an active 2,708 meter high volcano and about 1.7 kilometer wide and 300 meters deep. The crater lake is one of the world's most acidic lakes, and consequently, it supports little or no aquatic life. Traveling south from Alajuela, we were faced with a detour and got promptly stuck in the soft, rain-drenched ditches of the new unpaved side road. But heavy equipment and manpower were readily available, so we continued crossing the Cordilleras up high mountain roads and deep valleys. At Mirador de Quetzal, we stopped overnight to search for the elusive quetzal bird. The cabins were like European mountain chalets at a height of 2,600 meters. The night spent so high up in the mountains was a bit chilly. The temperature dropped to 5 degrees and we barely had anything warm to wear under the few blankets we had. We seemed to have been the only guests and could enjoy a fabulous sunset and a home-cooked meal. Our Spanish and the little and cute guy's English was not good enough to get answers to what we wanted, but one of the sons turned out to be the local guide and took Lutz on a private tour to look for the quetzal. Up and down steep terrain, sometimes at a run, was a real effort. But success. But the sun was out like every other day the next morning, and we were off on our quest to take more pictures of the quetzal. This time we drove even higher and further, and there he was, the resplendent quetzal. Down at the Pacific coast, we watched a different kind of beautiful bird, a flock of macaws, shrieking and displaying their beautiful colors in the evening sun. We took a boat tour to see capuchin monkeys in the mangroves, and our local guide not only spoke very good English, but was also an expert on the mangrove tree community. Worldwide, about 110 species are considered mangroves, in the sense of being a tree that grows in a saline swamp or intertidal zones.
That's intimidation. Hugging one another, intimidation. You have to learn how to share. Now there's a Junior in the back, so they're all burying their teeth, showing respect to Junior. Come. And that doesn't mean that it's gonna bite me. What it's actually saying, this is my territory, my family, I want respect. And he wants to make sure that if he does that, I would fear him.
They contain a complex salt filtration system and root system to cope with salt water immersion and wave action. In Costa Rica, there are only 7 species of mangrove trees, with 4 from very different plant families. During our travel throughout Costa Rica, we were surprised and disappointed how much native forest and land was given up for agriculture and monocultures, such as bananas, pineapples, and palm oil fruit. Each seed pod can weigh well over 100 pounds. Carts pulled by oxen are used to transport harvested palm oil fruit from plantation to tractor wagons. After staying mostly in simple cabinas, we splurged a little and stayed at Las Brisas, near Playa Hermosa, a British-run resort with a wonderful pool. One of our highlights was a private boat tour on the Tarcoles River. It was low tide and crocs were sunbathing on the river banks. Jimmy, the captain, was very daring and fed the 16-foot resident croc some chicken parts, while Chris, our guide, gave excellent commentaries and showed us the large diversity of bird life along the river.
This is the place where we will show you the crabs that you told me. Hey, look at right here. Yeah. There, where I show you with the light. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, those crabs, the mainly diet for them is the leaf. They used to eat the leaf of the mangrove of the trees. Yeah, this is why, like you can see in front on the left, in some trees there are not many leaves because the crab they eat them before. The governor too.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the camera for the picture. Ah no, this is an iguana. This is a green iguana right there on your right side.
At Pura Vida Gardens, the cicada song was a constant all-around sound. From Playa Hermosa, we drove to Punta Arenas to take the ferry to the peninsula of Nicoya. The howler monkeys woke us up well before sunrise, not only with the howling sounds, but also with the fruits and pods they threw on the ground, barely missing our parked car. On very steep rock roads, with an average speed of 20 kilometers an hour, we left the very dry Nicoya to continue back to higher elevations around Tilaran and Lake Arenal.
One breakfast for you, buddy. Very good. How are you? Wonderful. Okay. Hope this is enough. Oh yeah, and if it's not, you can ask for more.
A day hike to the Monteverde cloud forest was spectacular. It is called a cloud forest and not a rainforest due to its elevation of about 1,400 meters above sea level. The weather was fittingly damp and misty with low-hanging clouds, and we bought rain ponchos to keep us somewhat dry. Walking through the jungle and crossing the many suspension bridges was an exceptional experience. Sunrise at Lake Arenal is just as impressive as the volcano that rises above its eastern shoreline. It is Costa Rica's largest lake with 85 square kilometers. At 1,660 meters, the Arenal volcano is surrounded by fertile farmland and pastures, and although currently in a resting phase, Arenal remains the country's most active volcano for the past years. However, since October 2010, Arenal's volcanic activity appears to be decreasing. Back at the Pacific coast, we visited Manuel Antonio, the smallest of Costa Rica's national parks, but regarded as one of the best. The park has several coves with many white sand beaches and lush foliage amidst great mountains and tropical rainforests that reach the beaches. Rare monkeys, sloths, frogs, iguanas, and many species of birds call Manuel Antonio National Park their home. after a long night searching for food, it's time to get comfy and go for a nap. Enjoying our last beautiful sunset at Playa Hermosa on the Pacific coast before leaving via Jaco to central Costa Rica. Costa Rica without a visit to a coffee plantation is impossible. We chose Doca and got a private tour at the end of the day.
Excellent job. Excellent. You win a cup of coffee at the end.
Our last days were spent without car, but instead we rode the bus with the local ticas to Alajuela. Again we stayed in Los Alemanes and enjoyed the beautiful gardens. Our breakfast was always shared with one of the 4 dogs. From Alajuela, we went to the airport in San Jose to fly to Florida. And from there on to our next adventure, cruising in the Caribbean.